I'm excited about the game tomorrow against UNLV. They're a really good team, so it's going to be a good test for us. So I'm just excited to play a good opponent and to be back at home. But 4 games in 9 days, this is a long stretch.
And what's the scout on UNLV this year?
They're really good. They're really fast, good in transition. They run a lot of isolation plays. They get downhill after on ball. So I think it's going to be really hard matchups for us. But I think it's a good style and good preparation for the Big 12. And they're a solid team. I mean, they demolished us last year. They really, truly beat us, like decisively at UNLV. So we're looking for a better competition here for us, or competing better on our end here at home.
Is this just a home and home idea?
Yeah.
Series that we can see continue?
Yeah, I think, Coach DeWorst does a really good job, and we always want to play regionally in the non-conference, so definitely something we'd like to continue. And they're a good team. Last year, they manhandled us and embarrassed us. We had a lot going on, but no excuse, they played really well.
With Desiree Young,
Yeah, yeah. She killed us.
How much of a difference are they this year without her?
I think they're different because she was just experienced, inside, strong, a tough matchup for us. We were bigger, but she was more athletic, and she just kind of manhandled us inside. It was a tough matchup, for Maya Najee at the time. But I think that they're still fast. Their guards are really athletic. Their guards are more athletic than ours, and they're fast, and they get downhill really fast. So I think they're different, but they're solid. They still have, their matchups are hard. When we play shorter fours that are face up and that can drive it, they give us a tough time sometimes. So I'm looking for a good game, and just definitely want to see where we're at right now.
What were the takeaways from the win at San Diego?
Takeaways, and the thing is, right now at this time of the year, we have a lot of new people. So a lot of times on the court, I said this before, we have 3 freshmen or 4 freshmen and a sophomore, or 2 new people and 3 freshmen. So I think that I'm playing a lot of people. I'm going deep into our bench. As we progress, that's not a reality, but I know I need to do that now. I need to get Maylene in some tough situations. Even if she's turning it over, she's young, I need to let her play through some things because we need her. Katarina also. So a lot of stuff I'm allowing now, I won't do later as the teams get better and it's tighter, but I need to get them experience because we're going to need them down the stretch. So I think there's a lot of different combinations. Last night I could have played Jada again, but I wanted to rest her because I know it's the 4th game in 9 days. I need to play her a lot tomorrow. So our rotations will get a little bit smaller, and we will they'll get a little bit shorter, and we won't play so many people. It's hard to play like 13 people. So I think that'll cut down turnovers, and we'll play a lot better, because certain combinations will play this more.
So does today look like, because you played tomorrow, you played yesterday.
Yeah, we traveled yesterday.
Through, even though you'd like to have a real practice?
Yeah, it needs to be a walkthrough, but we're young and we're not mentally ready to just have a walkthrough. We won't be successful like that. So if I had a more veteran team, or a couple of years ago, we would have done just a walkthrough today because we kind of know our system and we know our rotations, and we don't have to do as much prep. Now, with where we're at and what we're doing, we're going to do some fundamentals today. We aren't taking care of the ball well, just those kind of things, our timing on things. So it's going to be a practice day, but it's going to be short. So we have to practice. We're not ready to do walkthroughs yet.
Where would you categorize, Montea is at this point in her return?
I think Montea is doing well. I think she's just young, and we're asking her to play a lot of different positions, and she needs time. And I've said that before. She needs time under her belt. She needs experience. She missed 2 years. So just missing 1 year of your last year of high school is a lot. But missing that, then missing another year, it's a long time being out. You're very rusty. It just takes time to get stuff on your belt. She's very smart. She does a lot of little things. Now I just have to work on, as she gets more confident, work on her being more aggressive and looking at the basket and being more of a threat. She's just not there yet, but she will get there. And she's special, and I'm going to continue to bring her along.
And this event tonight, can you tell us about that? Because I just saw it yesterday.
Yeah, I know. We just kind of planned it a day ago. We're really good friends with the family that owns the Orange Charles. So Ray and Candace are close to our program, do a lot for us, and the best in town. So our players love Chico Charles, and we love everything about every Charles restaurant. And so we wanted to do something for the fans. This year I'm dedicating it to the fans, because the fans have stuck with us through thick and thin, and they're always there, they always show up, whether we're trying to sell tickets or not. So we wanted to have an event where we're doing a lot of this stuff throughout the year. So we said, hey, our players want to go there, so I said, hey, let's open it up to the fans. Even if 100 people come, they get to meet and greet. It doesn't cost any money. They can spend some time, get to know us, and I'm going to do a lot of that this year. But it is last second, but I figured even if 50 people want to come, you get to spend time with us, and I think there's value to that, and I love Tucson, I love the fans, so I wanted to open things up like this. So tonight at Charles Chico, we have it from 5 to 7. I'm going to tweet it back out and put it on Instagram, but come join us. You can eat some of the dishes that our players rave about. They would eat Charles Chico every day if they could. So it's a really good place, good food. Have you guys ever been there? Yeah, okay, so this is your reason to go. David Keller, bring the camera down there, let's go. But it's really good food and good people, and we always want to support them because they support us in everything we do.
So when you look at your freshman class, they seem to have come out fairly strong. You see a lot of different things. I know it's hard to rate a class like that because nobody ranks the kids from overseas, you know, and Lauren was a late bloomer. But for you, when you look at this, is this exactly what you expected from them? And do you think they're kind of, when we look back, they'll be overlooked or underrated or something?
Yeah, I expected, Maylene, I didn't expect her to be as good defensively as she was. I know she fights and plays hard, but she's tenacious. She fights, she plays strong. She's not afraid, she's relentless, she's always playing 110%, and she's learning so much. I think the area we have to improve on is turning the ball over. You know, the one-hand passes. I think there's a lot of stuff you can do in Europe. It's harder to do here because we're a little bit more athletic. But she's learning. I think she's doing great. And yes, you're right, they don't rank them, but she's going to be a really good player. Katarina gives us a lot of size. Once again, like the turnovers and jumping in the air, making passes. It doesn't always have to be a dime. It could just be the easy pass. So showing them film, but they both want to be good. They both work. They both put the time in. They're both great teammates, so I love bringing them along. And then Lauren was a late bloomer, but she is one of our best shooters. She just has to learn the pace of the game, and defensively, she can be a really good defensive player. If you watch, she'll have spurts of it, but it's just sustaining that, being in shape to do that, and she's getting there. But if you just watch her in practice, she's a lights-out, phenomenal shooter, and she creates space and can score. It's good for you to sit down. So I think that she has potential to be really special. And Montea goes in that freshman class. Montea's coming along, and we could play really big playing Montea at the 3, which you're going to see that lineup a lot more. You're going to see sometimes Montea, Ja, and Isis, or Montea, Ja, Brea, in different big combinations like that. So, I'm excited, and they just have a lot of potential. Remember, Ja goes in there, and Ja's only a sophomore. So Sanaya Ja also is learning a lot, getting better. She improves every game, so I'm just excited about this whole class.
Did you think that they would be at this point right now when you were recruiting them?
I didn't really know what to expect. It's hard to know with freshmen. It's hard to know how much playing time they're going to get, how far they're going to come along. I'm glad with our schedule, I have the luxury of giving them experience and time. You know, with last year's schedule, okay, that you loved, I'm sure, I wouldn't have had the luxury of playing as many people. So then you don't get the experience, and then you can't work on those things. So the fact that I'm able to right now is a positive thing. Go get your doll.
Brea has come out really well early this season. So, what do you want to see from her?
I want to see her continue to be smart, not be in foul trouble, and she has not been. She's been doing really well. And the things that stood out for me for Brea yesterday, and it's funny because they count like a certain amount of rim runs, or she had a fast break layup. She wouldn't have done that a year ago. She'd have probably traveled or something. And if you saw, a lot of times when we're pressing, they would pass to the 4 or the 5 that would alleviate the pressure. And she's getting tips on those. She wouldn't have done that before last year. So she's getting better. She's keeping the ball high, not consistently, but so much better on offensive rebounds. She's rebounding better than she ever has. She's better at containing the ball off of pick and roll situations. She's just improved. She's finishing better. So I want her to keep on doing that, keep on working to get in better shape so she can play those 5-6 minute increments. So right now she's probably 3 or 4. and then running the floor a little bit harder, which she's going to get to, but she's a bucket inside. She's a force for us. So we need her to be really good. And right now, she's probably our most consistent player right now. And I think Jada's coming along. Jada's doing a great job of running our team. And I don't put Jada's value on scoring. Like if she scores, it's really good, but she's a point guard. So, and she's been a little bit cold lately. I don't care about that because she puts in the work, those shots will fall. And I bet you they'll fall tomorrow. But what she does is she's still hard to take off the floor because she's vocal. She's putting people in the right spot. She's knowing what to run if I don't call it in transition to get Brea the ball. She's doing a job of organizing us and just being the floor general. So, and yesterday she wasn't scoring, but then what she did, she had 4 steals. She played really good defense. So I don't care about those things. I tell them, if you're not like scoring well, go get rebounds, go set great screens, go do other things that help us win. An example of that is Helena Playa and Sam Thomas. Very hard to take off the floor because they did so many things, but just help us win. And it's not all about scoring.
Are the shooting struggles though that she's having, are those similar to what she had at the beginning of last year, where maybe it just takes some games to get the feel?
Yeah, I think that she hasn't been getting great shots. So I think us executing better and not just executing the first part of a play, like, because she's a point guard, so she'll give it up. If you only do one part of the play and take a shot, it never goes back to her. So I think that getting her shots in the rhythm and being able to, everybody to execute a play, it's going to get her an easier shot. So if you look at the stats, probably, let's say she took 7 shots, probably 3 of those are rushed out of the end of a shot clock or a breakdown of a play. So we have to do a better job of executing when I run action for her, where we get through that with the ball reversal where she's getting it, and then she's getting a higher percentage shot. So that's something we're going to correct, and we're working on it. But her shots are going to fall. She shoots the ball so much better. We tracked it all off-season. She put in the work. So when you put in the work, and it comes back. So I have a feeling it'll come back tomorrow. She's a gamer, and we're going to execute things that will help. And one of the things is when you're not playing so many people and you're playing combinations that are really used to each other, you're going to be able to execute those things. But when you're playing a lot of different people that aren't able to run the plays, or it just breaks down more, it's harder. So I consider all that.
Is she the main one though you want to have the ball in her hands when you get into those late shot clock situations?
Yeah, because she's right now the best decision maker in those situations. I think right now she's taking really hard shots. Like a couple she passed up yesterday that she had the first shot, but then she sidestepped, took a harder shot. So showing her that on film, saying, hey, this was a really good shot for you to take. That's not too rushed. That's off of action. That's good for you. But I do want the ball in her hand. She's our floor general. She's the one that's our truest point guard. Maylene is good on the ball, off the ball, but Jada is our true one. So I do need the ball in her hand in those situations to organize us, and she has an understanding of what we do and what we need to run because she has more experience, 1 year more. But 1 year is a year. Maylene doesn't have that.
I felt like yesterday John did more passing, was a little less out of control more often. Has she been kind of trying to maybe put too much on herself, trying to prove herself? And did you see a difference yesterday?
Yeah, I saw a big difference yesterday, I think, in her effort and her effort defensively. I think learning how to be a great, tenacious defender consistently is really important because Ja has the ability, she has the athleticism, and she has the quickness to do it. So she can be a phenomenal defender for us. A lot of times, people may have the effort, but they don't have the skill to do it. It's like she can trap, get back, she can guard a guard. So having her get the discipline to do that and to stay through plays, not just the first part, but then don't relax for the second part. So she's learning that, but she's also really young. She didn't play 20 minutes a game last year at South Carolina. She didn't play a ton, and she didn't play a lot towards the end of the year, so she needs that experience. So it's kind of like she's a freshman again in my eyes. So getting her to be consistent, though, with her effort and mentality, and she's starting to do that. She played way harder yesterday. She didn't force stuff, so I think that's a part of that process of learning. When you also transfer from another school, you want to go and prove yourself. That's how any player is. And so I think that I don't put that pressure on her. I know she's going to be really, really special, and she's good. So I want her to just let the game come to her, continue to get better. We get her fundamentals better. We get her finishing off 2 feet more, stronger inside. And those are things that she's really good when you show her on film. She's like, whoa, she has these aha moments and sees it. So I think she's getting better as a player every game. But we have to continue to improve her, that's our job.
We can take one more.
Yeah. We gotta practice.
Anybody has one?
No? Okay, all right, thanks, guys.
Is the head